Oh my god. Oh my god. What is going on in this franchise? 2024 just started. Oh my god. I literally just like in my last video talked about like, oh, we're probably not gonna get too much Sonic content in 2024 after those last two banger years. And here we are, Sonic X Shadow Generations. Oh my god. I was considering recording my reaction to the game trailer, but when it came out, I was leaving calculus class, so I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna watch it right here, right now, in like the open yard. And I was like internally freaking out a little bit, like fanboying, and like I'm pretty sure some people might have like been thinking, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But oh my god, this game, Sonic X Shadow Generations, that title, I'm honestly perfectly fine with it. I kind of like it, especially if it drowns out the Sonic X Shadow fan art, if that's their goal. But this game looks like it's probably going to be one of the most important games lore-wise. Probably not gameplay-wise, or like definitely not like as Frontiers was important as an evolution of Sonic for like this current gameplay style that we're finding ourselves in. But Generations, or well, Sonic X Shadow Generations will be important for like the lore of the franchise, if that makes sense, because obviously it doesn't make sense. The lore is pretty confusing sometimes, and Shadow's lore himself is one of the most important and most beloved aspects of the Sonic franchise. Shadow's lore is it's one of the most interesting parts of the franchise, but also one of the most confusing parts of the franchise. And this game is probably going to be influential on the fact that it could help clear up Shadow's lore, and that is kind of what it's looking like it may do. There have been leaks for the past few days now that a Generations remaster was going to be unveiled at the PlayStation State of Play, which, of course, yeah, that did happen, but we didn't know exactly what it would entail for, like, when it started getting leaked. It just said, oh hey, a Generations remaster, potentially some more content, like new levels, new story, whatnot, but we didn't really know what was going to be in it besides, hey, a Generations remaster may be revealed for this year. And everyone was asking, or everyone was like questioning, like, oh my god, why would Generations need a remaster? It's not too old of a Sonic game, and aside from that, it's one of Sonic's best games. It's one of the better 3D games, and graphically and gameplay wise, it's near perfect. It's a really beautiful game, has really great graphics, and it is on Steam, so it's not like it's not preserved anywhere. Plus the modding community is pretty sick. But everyone was questioning why Generations would need a remaster if we're getting content like maybe this remaking the stages from the 3DS game. But no, the domain was leaked that it was called Sonic X Shadow Generations, and they're like, oh my god, what is Shadow doing in here? And lo and behold, Sonic is probably the least important thing about this remaster. It is all Shadow, baby. Our boy is back. The Edgelord is here. It is Shadow's year. It's literally Shadow's year, and he's back full swing, and I'm excited for it. Like, I don't know if you couldn't tell. I actually have the Shadow Lego here. That's cool. That's pretty cool. But no, yeah, this game, regardless of what you think of the original Generations being ported, because that's what it looks like. It looks like the original Generations untapped. I can't really tell based on looking at this teaser if there's any sort of remastered elements involved, because it doesn't really look like it's remastered, which, to be fair, the graphics already look pretty great for this 10-year-old plus game. But with that being said, though, the base of Sonic Generations doesn't really bear any real, I don't want to say real significance, but like, it's like you're buying this game for Shadow stories. It was included with Sonic Generations to make the package whole, because, okay, well, first things first, the most important note is that this game is coming out in autumn, so it is 100% a tie-in with Sonic Movie 3. That is guaranteed. Obviously, Shadow is playing a huge role in Sonic Movie 3 as a new character and probably a main antagonist, or, you know, prominent character in the movie, obviously, duh. Of course, not only is this game going to be like some sort of tie-in with movie 3, but it was kind of something that people wanted with the first Sonic movie. Like, we were surprised that there was no video game tying in with the first Sonic movie that will be coming out, or like no sort of media. It wasn't until Sonic Colors Ultimate where the first Sonic movie got some representation in terms of extra cosmetics, the Baby Sonic keychain that came with it, like stuff like that. In fact, I actually have the Baby Sonic keychain on my keys. What the hell? The Sonic aspect of this 2-game package is the least important part on our mind right now. We are all here for the Shadow part, Shadow Generations. And if this game truly is getting the treatment of like the 2-game-in-1 of Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, except now it's Sonic Generations plus Shadow Generations, then that is huge. Like, undoubtedly that is huge because Shadow hasn't had a prominent role since Sonic 06. He has a small role in Generations as a mini rival boss and that one cutscene that he's in. He does have a bit more of a prominent role in Forces, but like aside from playing as Shadow in Forces as like a skin over Sonic levels and plus the episode Shadow, like 3 levels that you can play as him in, and then like having some sort of bearing on the story. Aside from that, Shadow hasn't been prominent since 06 and his game in 05, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow Generations is very well the closest that we're getting to a brand new solo Shadow adventure, and that's exciting. Like, no doubt, the fact that we are going through Shadow's past in the same vein of, you know, Sonic going through his past in the game. What I'm hoping is that this game is going to be their excuse of clearing up Shadow's past. Like, we could finally be getting Shadow's backstory in the most clear and concise way possible. Like, they're finally going to go back to it, revisit it, and actually give it to us the way that we have wanted it. Like, allow us to understand Shadow's backstory the way that it's intended. Like, actually, because like, again, Shadow's backstory is one of the coolest parts of Sonic lore, but one of the most confusing. So if they're actually going to go back and use this game as like a scapegoat to just like a brain no work, utilizing the Generations trope of like how Sonic was going back through his past, now Shadow's going back through his own, it could very well much be a great excuse to finally give us Shadow's backstory in an understandable way. And that is great for right before we see Shadow on the big screen in Sonic Movie 3, which I really hope Shadow's backstory is done justice in both this game and in Movie 3. I can't get over how seamless the transition goes from like this CGI portion of the Generations cutscene that we've seen like thousands of times, and it just like smoothly transitions into Shadow appearing and doing the Sonic Adventure 2 pose. And the direction that this game is going, again, we don't know how long Shadow Generations will be. It could very well be like only half the length of Generations, which, you know, Sonic Generations is fairly short itself. I could hope, but what we have seen so far, again, this trailer was really short. I don't know how Sonic Team continues to make really short reveal trailers, but leaves so many unanswered questions from it. But the little that we've seen so far speaks a lot. We're going through what looked like Shadow's final level from Adventure 2, or at least somewhere around the Space Colony arc, to later Shadow is in the arc with Black Doom. Are you kidding me? Black Doom is actually back and relevant in 2024? That's insane. Like, what? Shadow's 2005 game is going to have more acknowledgement than ever before in the series history, which, you know, it's something that we thought would never be acknowledged again. So I can't believe he's actually back, and we don't even know what he's doing. Like, we don't know what Black Doom is up to. Like, why is he back? What is he doing with Shadow? Like, why is he making Shadow go through his past? Like, there's still so many unanswered questions about it. Oh wait, I just realized that there's a website for the game. Wait, what? I'm looking up at the trailer right now. There's a website? Oh, there is a website. Okay. There's not really much on it. An all-new collection featuring 2 unique experiences. So, yeah, they are separate games, Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations. Like I was saying, we definitely are experiencing Shadow going through his past, like his past memories, past locations, and in doing so, we will hopefully understand his lore better. Like, they'll finally be able to clean it up and give us like Shadow's lore in a concise way for us to understand. Like, yeah, we see Black Doom taking Shadow to what looks like Radical Highway, but also to me kind of Westopolis-ish, like maybe a fusion between both. I mean, the area is definitely distorted, but like the road is Radical Highway Road. as well as we can see, fighting gun robots and then fighting the Bio-Lizard. Like oh my god, we're gonna be fighting the Bio-Lizard again. I'm so ready. Also, what are these cinematic shots? Like Shadow's like doing some awesome punches and kicks, and like he's kicking this weird like pod thing, like this, like I thought it was like a missile, but it kind of also looks like a pod. Also, are some of these animations CGI? Because I think they kind of look like in-game animations, or like with like the in-game models. Like if this is actually like in-game cutscenes, that's cool as hell. Holy shit. I'm gonna bounce off of what other people said as well, that Shadow Generations looks like it's running through the Hedgehog Engine 2, while Sonic Generations is still on Hedgehog Engine 1. There's obviously like the differences in what I've noticed personally is like Shadow's boost aura has like the forces boost effect, and Shadow's homing attack, which might I say, his homing attack looks freaking cool. He's using chaos control to teleport to the enemies. That's what people have wanted, and it's so cool when he just teleports to the enemies. But people have noticed that it is like the homing attack delay from Frontiers, so it is running on Hedgehog Engine 2, which has worried some people that, you know, oh my god, are they going to do Forces level design? Which I can confidently, well, I don't know about confidently, because again, not getting hopes up, but I can hopefully say that they're not doing Forces level design, because we just had Frontiers level design, which was pretty good. In fact, I can show you one instance in the very first level where there's an alternate path right here. That's already better than Sonic Forces. Don't worry, guys. For me personally, it doesn't really matter too much for me if the gameplay of the levels are up to par with Generations, because obviously that's the ideal. Like, that's the peak that they should try to aim for. Obviously, it doesn't exactly look like it, but if that's the case, then obviously it does make sense for them to build off of the Frontiers moveset, build off of the Frontiers level design, because again, the Frontiers level design was pretty solid. The cyberspace levels that we got in Update 3 were banger, as well as some of the 3D platforming sections in the actual open zones. Graphically, it does look pretty nice graphically, and I can further see now that it is running on Hedgehog Engine 2 just by looking at Shadow's character model and some of the graphics in the stages itself. Obviously it doesn't look exactly like Generations, and obviously what I've pointed out before, like the boost aura or Shadow's jump ball animation, like that is obviously Forces/Frontiers-esque models. But again, I personally don't mind as long as the gameplay and level design is good, which, judging by what we've seen so far, looks solid enough. I can't judge it fairly enough as yet, but the way that Shadow moves, and like when you are fighting Bio-Lizard, he's moving into 3D space with using Chaos Spears, like that's freaking cool. And you can't tell me that this green aura kind of looks like he's ready to do like a Chaos Blast, dare I say. I also just really love Shadow's running animation in this part. I don't know why, I just really love it. It looks so cool. The homie is back. The coolest guy is back. As long as Shadow gets a good story, I can live with the gameplay probably not being up to par. But if the story is bad, then obviously I would appreciate it if the gameplay could compensate for that. Obviously, ideally, it would be good to have both great gameplay and a great story. Shadow deserves it. Actually, the Steam page is opened up for this game. Well, first of all, I really like the logo, actually. I don't know why, I just really like the logo and how Shadow's emblem is embedded into it with the Generations logo now matching his colors. Play as Shadow in a brand new story campaign featuring never before seen powers and abilities, really. So maybe Chaos Spear and Chaos Blast, like I mentioned, might be a regular occurrence. When Shadow's old nemesis Black Doom re-emerges and threatens to take over the world? Really? So I'll be straight with you guys. I have my, hold on. This is gonna be part 3 of me pulling out something to showcase. So I actually have my copy of Shadow the Hedgehog right here, just on the shelf over there. I have not played it as yet. I bought it like maybe a year ago at a retro game store. The GameCube version was a full $60, but PS2 only $15. So, but I can only assume they have to have a good reason as to why Black Doom comes back after the ending of Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow must journey into his own past, confront painful memories, face familiar foes, and unlock new powers to save the world and prove why he's known as Ultimate Life Form. Oh my god. Okay, so basically, if the description is translated perfectly, that sounds like the perfect Shadow game right there. We are gonna experience Shadow's past straight from him, going through all of his memories, and in doing so, we are finally going to be able to understand his backstory in a clear way. Like, they're actually going to, they are, oh my god, this is actually so cool. Oh my god, and these lines here, confronting painful memories, facing familiar foes, like, aside from Black Doom and Biolizard, like, there's still so many more things that Shadow has gone through. Shadow's gone through Neo Metal Sonic and all the Shadow androids in Sonic Heroes. He's obviously faced off against Mephiles and Infinite. Like, I don't know if those, to that extent, it'll be represented, but 06 is a big part, a fair part of Shadow's story. And of course, confronting painful memories, that is 100% Maria. Maria is 100% a lock-in for this campaign, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to see Maria potentially 2 times this year in this game and in movie 3, potentially. I can't believe I've been more excited to see Maria get shot this year than ever before. Sonic X Shadow Generations also includes a complete remaster of the classic Sonic Generations, visuals, and bonus content. So the visuals didn't look too upgraded so far. Again, it's already a beautiful looking game, but bonus content, you know, the greedy fanboy in me would ask for more remastered zones, but we're definitely not gonna get that. But I'm interested in what little bonus content here and there they might give, maybe like them skins like Colors Ultimate. This game is bringing back Shadow in a way that we have wanted him for so long. The easy day one purchase. This is so exciting. I can't believe we're getting another new Sonic game this year. This is crazy. They actually aren't stopping with back-to-back Sonic content. Oh my god. This may be like an actual like #1 Sonic game, because Generations is already at the top. If you're going to include Shadow Generations on top of it, it might be game over. Like, yeah, Shadow Generations 100% is an entice to buy Sonic Generations all over again. Like, I'm totally gonna do it. And hopefully that doesn't delist the original Generations on PC. I know that was a topic that people were thinking about. Hopefully that's not the case. But with that being said, this game is going to be important just for the fact that we're finally going to experience Shadow's lore the proper way that it was supposed to. They're finally going to clean it up and give it to us in a way that we can understand it, and they're finally going to fix all that messy, confusing lore in time before Sonic Movie 3, and that was probably the goal, for us to understand him and understand Shadow's motivations as to why he protects the Earth from Maria. All that stuff, they probably did it so we can understand his motivations for Sonic Movie 3, which, if that's the case, then I can only hope that they nail it perfectly. This is so exciting. Wow. Wow.